Okay, so I'm about to go for a week away in the lakes in that, and I'm going to make some 72-hour dough. So I'm going to make the dough tonight, which is Thursday, and I'm going to eat the dough on Sunday at around about 6 o'clock. So 72 hours from now, let's go and make the dough. Okay, usual arrangement. Only need 4 dough balls this week. 280 grams, 65% hydration, 3% salt. We're going to do 7 hours at room temperature, 65 hours at controlled temperature in the fridge. It's hot at the moment in the UK. I'm judging these, they reckon it's going to be anywhere between 21 and 25 at room temperature in the next few days, so I'm not really sure where it's going to be when I pull it out of the fridge on Sunday. So I'm making a punt at 22 degrees. The fridge, that's going to be pretty cold. Sometimes in the evening it drops down to 2 in the fridge. During the day when it's hot it can go up to 4, so it's just again another punt at 3. We're going to need 680 grams of flour, 442 grams of water, 20 grams of salt and 0.88 grams of yeast. So I'm going to get that all ready now. 72 hours demands a high W index, and this is the highest I have, which is one of my all-time favourites, as most of you that follow the channel know. Good old Manitoba. This is the stuff we need. Okay, so there's the flour. We've got the salt, the water with ice cubes, and the yeast is already mixed up in there. 0.88 grams I think it was. Timer's all reset, ready to go. I'll pour some water in to get this thing going. And put the thing down, away we go. Turn it down to speed 1. And we'll get this mixed up. My latest method is speed 1 for 10 minutes, introducing cold water bit by bit, and then you let it rest for 5 minutes, and then literally speed 4 for another 5 minutes, and it's usually really nice looking dough. So that's what we'll do. So 5 minutes, well 6 minutes it is now. It's looking good. Still got some ice left in the bottom of my tub. So we'll just, when that thaws, I'll gradually pour more in. But yeah, it's taking shape. Another 4 minutes to go. Let's see what it looks like then. Okay, coming up to the 10-minute mark. We've still got some ice cubes banging around the bottom, which is great because I'm going to leave this for 5 minutes and then I'll come back to it, take its temperature, and then I'm going to put it on speed 4 for a minimum of 5 minutes. We'll see what it looks like. Okay, so it's been resting for 5 minutes. We're at 19.1 degrees. I've still got to add the salt, so let's try and get 5 minutes out of this on speed 4. Okay, that's speed 4. Adding salt tends to make it ball up, or pumpkin as we call it. Okay, that's the salt gone. We'll leave this to run for another 4 minutes. Okay, so it's been running a minute now. The salt's gone in. It's starting to ball up pumpkin around the breaker bar in the middle. It's looking quite good. So we'll leave this to run for another, well, let's go. 3 minutes to go, so we'll come back to it then. It's coming up to the extra 5 minutes at speed 4. That is looking super smooth. Got a bit of a knock because it's a bit lopsided, I think, the dough, and there isn't a lot in it really for the mixer. and that is 15 minutes in total. So I'll let that rest for a few minutes, then we'll take a temperature test, and then we'll feel what the dough feels like. Okay, so roughly 5 minutes has shot past. You can see the ambient room temperature. This has been sat here on the desk running 29.1 indoors. It's quite warm. See what it goes down to. It's not going down as much as I thought. 26.6. It's a little high for my liking, so I don't think we'll be doing any more mixing. 26.3. I think that's as far as it's going to go down. Okay, let's have a look at what it feels like. Oh, it looks nice though. Very, very, very smooth. Very smooth. I'm happy with that. 65% hydration. It's not bad. It's got some strength in it, as you can see. Yep. Okay, I'll get this out and put it in a bowl, and then we will. There we are. Balled up. Looking very, very smooth. Feels nice. Nice texture. Springy. Yeah. Got some bubbles kicking about. Okay, I'm going to cover this up with cling film, and then it's going to sit in the fridge for 65 hours. So we'll have a look at it then. Okay, so this dough has been in the fridge for 65 hours. It's got all the little black bits that you get on it when it's been around for a little while. So let's have a look at balling it up. Reset. Perfectly okay, these little black things. I was reading about them the other day. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's perfectly normal on dough that's been in the fridge. That'll do nicely. Yep, smells okay. Very good. Right, I'll ball the rest of them up. So just going back to the little black specks, I don't know if you noticed, but they were actually only on the top of the dough. So it was where the air had touched the top of the dough. When I ripped the dough open, it wasn't inside. A quick look on Google, well, I have read this before, but I've forgotten what it was. It's actually the bran oxidizing. It's perfectly fine. It doesn't affect the flavour, doesn't affect the performance of the dough either. And there's no real problem with it at all, so we don't need to worry about things. I have seen it on stuff that's been sat around for a little while, so I've had it in the past, but as you can see, now it's balled up. It looks perfectly good. Okay, it's time to cook this 72-hour fermented dough. Looks okay. Give it a good dose of the semolina. Okay. Feels really soft. It's not retracting hardly at all. It's very, very nice. that on the board. So far so good. We're cheating tonight as we're away, using some ready-made sauce. It's not bad, it's not as good as making your own, but the ease and the simplicity of it just makes it a no-brainer. Okay, put some cheese on. This is for Natasha, so it's just going to be chicken with a bit of barbecue sauce on top of it. Some clumps of chicken. Do you want any chorizo?
No thanks.
Okay, I'll just give you a smattering of barbecue.
Okay.
Bit of sauce on the table, on the peel. Okay, that looks nice. Let's have a look at what temperature we're at. Right, so we're at 400 and oh, it's a bit hot. Let's turn it down. We want this to be, there you go. So it's about 450. Don't want it too hot. They're a bit difficult to keep in control, these Oonis, because the floor is so thin, so they get hot very quick. And then once a pizza goes in, it takes the heat out very quick, and before you know it, you're all over the place. So that's in. Beautiful. Okay, turn that up a bit. No more fancy peels this week. We're back on the original Ooni peel. It's already starting to rise. Back. I'm not sure what to expect from 72-hour proof dough. I don't know whether it'll taste any better. I never really noticed the taste, to be honest. See, look at the bottom on that already. Murdered it. What's it look like? It's not too bad yet, but ouch. I hope it's stuck. There we go. I've seen people melt these aluminium peels in the past, so you've got to be a bit careful what you do. Try and leave the bottom off for a bit. Looking good though. Right, I think we'll call that a do. That looks alright to me. So typical Ooni, it's got a bit fried underneath. They're not the easiest things to use, take a bit of experience. I don't use it enough really, but it doesn't look bad. Dough smells nice. I'm eating Natasha's pizza. Can't complain, it tastes really good. It's very light. not overly crispy. Has got a bit of crisp to it, but it's quite springy. Never done 72 hours before, so yeah. I don't know whether it's any better, to be honest with you. So I wasn't really happy with the pizza that I'd made there, to be honest with you. It looked a bit anemic, the crust looked flat and lifeless. So here's some pictures of some of the others that I made in the same session, and you can see there's definitely more colour to them. I'd burnt the other one on the bottom, so I was a bit worried about leaving it in for too long. But as you can see from this next picture, that the crust had a nice body to it. It was definitely light, fluffier and thicker. And overall, it was really nice. I couldn't tell much about the 72 hours though, to be honest with you. It just tasted like any of the other pizzas that I normally make. And on that note, it's goodbye from Keswick. Cheers for watching.